Hi everyone, my name is Spine Chilling Ganger and welcome to PAC, Pokemon All-Star Competitions. This is another side link we are gonna play alongside with the Tera League. I'm gonna upload this league every single Sunday and the Tera League every single Saturday. So hit the subscribe button if you wanna see my content. I'm gonna upload 2 videos every single weekend. Now let's see what rules this one has. It's Wi-Fi at level 50, Legendaries and Fluttermane are banned, Shedtail, Last Respect and Revival Blessing are banned. We do have Tera Captains, we have between 1 and 3 Tera Captains. Pokemons below 12 are the only Pokemons that are allowed to be Tera Captains, and the maximum amount of points between all Tera Captains can be 20 at the very top. We do have 120 points to draft between 9 and 11 Pokemons. And for the draft, we are 16 coaches. This is a full packed league. And out of all the 16 coaches, we ended up in the 11th spot for the draft. Not the best. I usually like more being on the end, either in the first 3 or 4 or the last 3 or 4. 11 is close enough. I always hate that spot in the middle. We didn't get that luckily, but it could have been better. Now for the draft, a lot of the good ones were gone, and the one I wanted to pick, which is Goldengo, was gone as well. So I had to improvise with something else. I decided to grab something I never used yet in Gen 9, which is Great Tusk. It's super good to finally have a Rapid Spinner in the first pick. I usually don't have it, I have to pick it later. So having a hazard removal as good as Great Tusk is insane. And not only that, it's an amazing offensive threat with fighting and ground. Not a lot of mons can check this mon. And it's actually a good defensive check as well. It is very bulky. So for a second pick, to pair with Great Tusk, I decided to go with something that can tank special hits. Because Great Tusk's special defense is not the best. So I felt like I needed something that can take special hits very well. So I went ahead and picked Galarian Slowking. This is definitely one of the best special walls in the game, because with Regenerator and its typing, it actually fits the role perfectly. It's an amazing pivot because it has chill reception now. Because Slowking has it, Slowking Galar also gets chill reception, so it does have pivot now finally. It gets toxic spikes, which it didn't get in Gen 8. And offensively, it can really be threatening because 110 is a good special attack. Nothing to laugh about. For a third pick, I just decided to pick my Tera Captain right now before the rest picks their Tera Captains. So I went and picked my Weavile. With 11 points, it is allowed to be Tera Captain, and I feel like it's very, very powerful mon to be a Tera Captain. I don't know why it dropped so low on Generation 9. It was one of the best Pokemon in Generation 8. It usually was between 17 and 18 points, alongside with threats like Mew. So I don't know why it dropped so low in Gen 9. I think with the Tera Captains, it has potential to break a lot of stuff. Like one Source Dance, and it can't turn into anything. So I can pretty much exploit this. I felt like I had to pick it before the rest picked this. Now I already have a good pair with Great Tusk and Slowking Galar. I have my Tera Captain and Weavile. So now I decided to bring a better physical check, because Great Tusk is good but it doesn't have recovery. So I decided to bring a Pokemon I usually like as my physical wall, which is Zapdos. It is amazing to have. I really like the static ability, And with Roost, it can really be a good defensive wall. And offensively, it's a Zapdos. You cannot ignore this. Now for a 5th mon, I decided to go for a water Pokemon. I drafted the same one in the previous league, so I went ahead and pick it again. I decided, okay, let's go for a Azumarill again. It seems like a good mon. My Water Fairy, again, I explained it in the previous draft analysis. Water Fairy is the best combination to have, and it really checks a lot of threats. So I went ahead and picked it again. I wanted to choose it again. So for a 6th mon, I felt like I wanted something that can hit on the special side. Because Weavile, Great Tusk, and Azumarill are physical, and Galarian's Slowking and Zapdos can hit on the special side, but I wanted to use them more defensively, so I drafted something that is more offensively, and went ahead and picked Hydreigon. Hydreigon is an amazing Dragon type. It is another Dark type with Weavile, but since Weavile's probably gonna Tera into something else, I wanted to have Hydreigon to have another Dark type. Dark type is super good to have in Gen 9, so having 2 Dark type is not bad. It gets U-turn. It did lose Roost, which is super annoying. Hydreigon with Roost would have been amazing, but it's still a pseudo legendary with a 600 base stat, so it's nothing to ignore. Now for a 7th pick. I didn't want to pick it now, but I felt like I had to because all the steel types were gone. Literally, it was between this Pokemon and Earthworm. The rest were all gone, and I did not want to be picked. I did not want to pick Earthworm. I felt like Earthworm is nothing for us in the team. So when I had been picked Copperajah. I already used Copperajah a couple of times, and it's not actually bad. It is quite bulky and has an amazing 130 attack. With the Sheer Force Life Orb ability, it can really be a very offensive threat. It annoys me that it lost a lot of coverage. It does not have Heat Crash anymore, and it does not have Power Whip anymore, which was amazing for Copperajah. But it's another Stealth Rocker, and with Iron Head and Playraf, Earthquake, Stone Edge, it still is a good Steel type to have. For our next pick, I wanted to have a Ghost type, which I don't really have yet, and a Fire type, which I don't have yet either. So I wanted to pick Skeledirge, because for some reason Skeledirge was still available. We sadly got sniped right before our pick. So we had to adapt. Between a Ghost and a Fire type, I thought that having a better Fire type over a Ghost is better. So for 8th pick, I picked Arcanine, which for some reason was still available. Arcanine at 12 points. It was amazing to still be able to pick this. It's a very good defensive Pokemon, and now that it got Raging Fury, it can be a very good offensive Pokemon. It's like a Fire type Outrage, and Fire does not have many immunities, so you could just go Bandit and spam Raging Fury to break a lot of stuff. I still had 9 points left to pick another Tera Captain, but I didn't really like anything that had 9 points. So I decided to go with a Ghost type that can Tera, and when I had picked Hoopa. Hoopa is very powerful. It is a little slow with 70 speed, and its defense is trash. It at least trash. But with the Tera, it can actually hit very hard. Like Tera Stab Ghost just is so hard hitting. Not many mons can swap into this. So it's an amazing special wall breaker. With Psyshock, Shadow Ball, it can tear into anything it wants. An amazing special wall breaker. And for our last one, I had 6 points left. I went ahead and just picked again Ursaring, a normal type. I'm actually quite liking Ursaring because again it's super bulky. It hits very hard because 130 attack is super good. And with the Guts ability, it doesn't fear to get burned, so it's an amazing ghost check. This is gonna be our team for this season. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Do I change something? Should I rearrange the Teras? But until then, see you next time.